Unitarian Universalist Church, building community, inspiring growth, creating change. Here in the heart of Kansas City, we come together to create this hour of shared reflection so that we might be renewed in courage for these times and inspired to lives of greater dignity, higher purpose, deeper generosity, and more effective action. May the words and music and images that we offer today nourish our best selves, calling forth abundant wisdom and love, a love that has the power to overcome both loneliness in the heart and oppression in the world. Welcome to our service.
Arise, O souls, arise.
Good morning. I'm Don Dickey, a member of this congregation, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here today. And whether you are here in this room or watching us online, your presence enriches all of us and our time together. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation. Our tradition is a large tent with room for many beliefs and approaches to the questions that matter. That said, our values of inclusion, compassion, and justice are strong and hold us together. We seek to build the beloved community, making room for everyone and creating a world where everyone's needs are met. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears, you are welcome here. You are invited to join us with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands. We welcome you here today. And welcome. I hope that if you're new here, you visited the welcome table in the lobby where you can learn more about our congregation. And would all Souls members who want to meet visitors please raise your hand? And if you're a visitor, look around and notice who's got their hand up. And visitors, as you feel comfortable, I encourage you to talk with any of the people who raise their hands. Fellow congregants, I encourage you to seek out the new faces among us. Let our visitors know they are valued. Begin a conversation that has the potential to last a very long time. Today, our candle of remembrance burns this morning for Patricia Lorraine Goss Amarine, a longtime member of All Souls who passed away on August 26th. A memorial service will be held here in Bragg Auditorium on Saturday, September 14th at 1 p.m. Reverend Erin Dajka Holley will be officiating. Following the service, please join us at the volunteer fair down in Conover Auditorium. Learn of the many ways you can contribute to the life of the church and enrich yourself. Non-members may also sign up and learn firsthand what All Souls offers. Unlike Las Vegas, what happens at church does not stay at church. It goes with us and enriches our lives.
Welcome in.
everyone, to our Ingathering service. And I also would like for us to take a moment to welcome our newest staff member, Sam Hoskin. I'm working on it. Sam Toskin. Please, Sam, stand up so that people can see what you look like.
I'd also like to welcome our newest choir section leader, who's helping us out through Washington Women, and that is our friend Brian Vaughn. And always, we love having our great friend Todd Varner here with us.
So that you know, Sam is the one who makes me sound good and gives me words to read and also controls the slides that I swear will work soon. They will. They will. I am the Reverend Erin Dajka Holley, the lead minister here at All Souls. Our senior minister, the Reverend Dr. Kendyl Gibbons, and our director of religious education, Melanie Jackel, are also going to help lead the service this morning. And so welcome, every single one of you here and online, welcome. Today we celebrate our return from summer, a regathering, an ingathering. And this service will welcome all ages throughout the whole service. And I share with you these opening words, which are from the Reverend Molly Hausch Gordon, who ministers to our neighboring congregation in Columbia, Missouri, and she has preached here before. She writes, "We gather together this morning, tenderly, like drops of dew on a leaf of grass, hopefully, like gathered raindrops in a cloud, gleefully, like water rushing in a stream to the sea, deeply, like groundwater pulled up from a well. We gather from every direction for another year of growth and depth, another year of companionship and hope, another year of learning to love this world. We gather like the water that joins us across all creation, the water that connects us within and without, merging and flowing across the entire world. Welcome.
For our chalice lighting today, we draw on words by Leslie Takahashi. We gather as many drops, each winding its own path down life's surfaces and ruts. Here, we pool together as a single body, flowing together for a time. Together, we are a stream, at times even a river. For with our shared force, we can travel towards the oceans of meaning and seas of connection. Please stand as you are able and join in the affirmation of our covenant, then remain standing as we join together in song. Together we affirm, goodwill is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
I think it's working now. Yay!
Be
At this time, I'd like to invite any kiddos, young people, young at heart, to come up and join me for a story. And that's okay if you are not interested in doing that. Oh, good. Thank you, Reverend Erin. Yeah, we want to be over here. I'm going to move that way. I don't know where to put my book, so I'll set it here for now. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm going to... All right. Today I'm going to tell you a story called Song of the River by Joy Crowley and illustrated by Kimberly Andrews. Oh, good, we have pictures. Cam, the mountain boy, said to his grandfather, "I wish I could see the sea." "One day we'll go there," said his grandfather. One spring morning, Cam was playing by his house. He watched a trickle of water running through the pine trees. The water splashed and sang in the voice of snow. Come with me, I will take you to the sea." Cam followed the trickle of water in and out of the trees. It joined other trickles of water and became a creek. "Are you going to the sea?" Cam asked. The creek laughed down the mountainside and chattered over the stones. It sang in the voice of a waterfall. Yes, yes, come with me. I'll take you to the sea." The creek met another creek and became a rushing stream, which combed the hair of the reeds and ferns and hid 1,000 little fishes between its banks. It sang to Cam in the voice of a leaping trout, come with me, come with me." And Cam shouted in reply, "We are going to the sea." Near the bottom of the mountain, the stream became a river. It flowed through farms where ducks swam and cows drank and dogs barked, and a farmer took his cream to the town in a small boat. Cam said to the river, "You haven't changed your mind, have you?" The river sang in the voice of green frogs, green and gold frogs. "We will go, you and me. I will take you to the sea." The river drank in other rivers and became wider, deeper. It went under bridges and alongside roads and railway tracks. It carried a paddle boat full of people on a picnic. And all the time it sang of the sea in the voice of big brass engines soaked in oil. After a while, the river became so wide that Cam could barely see the other side. The near bank was fenced with factories and wharves, with ropes and cranes, like sky ladders and tall ships and small ships, and rusty barges and trusty tugboats. There was so much noise that Cam could no longer hear the song of the river. He sighed and he sat down. "You're too busy to go anywhere," he said. Then the voice of the river began to sing a new, loud voice, the voice of salty wind and crying birds and deep, secret places where whales swam with their young. "Come with me," the river called. Cam got up and ran past the wharf, along the road, and over some sand dunes. In front of him was the sea. It was wild and blue and beautiful, and it went on forever. Cam ran down the beach and splashed his feet in the waves as they ran up the sand. The sea sang him a song about a salty wind and crying birds and deep, secret places where whales give birth to their young, and wharves with cranes and ships and cargoes and big brass engines, and cargoes and green and gold frogs, and leaping trout, and a waterfall, and yes, in a faint whisper, it sang of snow. When Cam went home to the mountain, he said to his grandfather, "I saw the sea." "One day we'll go there," said his grandfather. That night, Cam went out under the stars. He cupped his hands in a trickle of water. "Why didn't you tell me you were the beginning of the sea?" The end. And now I invite you to stand as you're able, and you may sing with us, "There's a river flowing in my soul."
Good morning. I'm Andrea Johnson, and today I am here to inspire you to make an offering to this community. Our community is shaped by the collective time, talent, and treasures offered by each of us. During this portion of the service, we often focus on financial gifts, and don't worry, I will get to that. Before I do, I want to invite you to reflect on the time and talents you have to offer. Join us after the service in Conover for the volunteer fair, where you might find new ways to get involved, find a group looking for just your set of skills, or perhaps a group that wants to teach you a new skill. Or at the very least, see what it takes to keep things going here while partaking of some tasty treats. And now, as promised, From the Soul of Money by Lynn Twist. I learned a lot about money from a woman named Gertrude. I met her in a church basement in Harlem. I was doing a small fundraising project event for the Hunger Project. I had come from Minneapolis, where I had met with an executive of a large food company. The food company had an image problem and felt that making a donation to the Hunger Project and being seen to support the end of hunger might help clean up its image. The executive I met with had given me a check for $50,000. Lynn then goes on to describe the church that she's in and how it's in disrepair, and she talks about her presentation, including her request for donations. And after what seemed like a long, long time, a woman named Gertrude stood up. She said to me, "I ain't got no checkbook, I ain't got no credit cards. To me, money is a lot like water. For some folks, it rushes through their life like a raging river, but the money comes through my life like a small trickle. But I want to pass it on in a way that does the best good for the most folks. I see that as my right and as my responsibility. It's also my joy. I have $50 in my purse, and I want to give it to you." She walked up the aisle and gave me her precious $50. And at that moment, I saw the power of money in a new way. I knew that the $50 that I received from Gertrude would buy more for the end of hunger than the $50,000 check in my briefcase. I knew that $50 was money. I knew that $50 was money that came from the soul and not from some bank account. I saw that the power of money can be seen in the way we use it and the integrity with which we direct it into the world. Gertrude taught me a great lesson, and I never forgot it. As Gertrude tells us, we can look at money like water. It flows all over the planet, and everywhere it goes, it's useful. It makes things happen, and it's passed along. We could say that water doesn't belong to any of us, or it belongs to all of us. When water is flowing and moving, it cleanses, it purifies, it makes things green, it creates growth, it nurtures. But when water starts to slow down, is held back, and starts to be still, it can be toxic and stagnant to those who hold it. All of this can be true of money. It's possible to have money flow in a way that serves our highest ideals and commitments, rather than accumulate it so that we can gain power, authority, and special privileges over others. Money can bear the mark of he or she who passed it on, and in many ways can be voice, expression, and commitment. May what you give to All Souls and the greater community bear the mark of your expression and commitment. The offering will now be given and gratefully received.
Been thinking you were all that you got, then don't feel alone anymore. 'Cause when we're together, then you've got a lot. 'Cause I am the river and you are the shore. And it goes on and on, watching the river that we've done, leaving them one by one, and we have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river, run. Winding and swirling and dancing along, we passed by the old willow tree, where lovers caress as we sing them our song, rejoicing together when we greet the sea. And it goes on and on, watching the river things that we've done, leaving them one by one, and we have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river, run. The river grows deep as it flows over land, embracing the small brooks and streams. Wisdom grows deep when the wise understand that water is life for the earth of our dreams. And it goes on and on, watching the river run, further and further from things that we've done, leaving them one by one. And we have just begun, watching the river listening and learning and yearning to run, river, run. And it goes on and on, watching the river run further and further from things that we've done, leaving them one by one, and we have just begun, watching the river run, listening and learning and yearning to run, river, run. Listening and learning and yearning to run, river, run.
Please join me in dedicating the time, talent, and treasures offered this week. We dedicate our offerings and our actions to the mission at the heart of this congregation, to build a respectful, caring community, to inspire personal and spiritual growth, and to create change toward a just and compassionate society.
So, in our story this morning, Cam lived in the mountains where the river began as tiny rivulets of water running downhill until they became a stream. You know, the Missouri River starts in the mountains too, in Montana. Now, I haven't been there, but I have been to the beginning of the Mississippi River in northern Minnesota. There aren't mountains, but there are some hills, and I'm sure that there are tiny rivulets and narrow streams that come together to make Lake Itasca, which is the source of the Mississippi River. And at one end of the lake, there's a stream or a creek. It's maybe 10 feet across. There are stepping stones right there where the lake becomes the creek, and you could walk across it. 10 feet across at the beginning, and between 900 and 2,000 feet across at St. Louis, where the Missouri River joins the Mississippi. And just like the river that Cam followed, both the Missouri and the Mississippi change as they flow. Yes, they get bigger because other streams and rivers flow into them. And in some places, they're calm, and they barely seem to move. While at others, there are rapids and waterfalls. In some places, they are deep, and in others, they are shallow enough that people and animals can cross that river without a bridge. And when we celebrate our Ingathering service, returning to church from summer activities, we mark our coming together with water. Each of us pouring water into a bowl, not unlike how lots of streams and creeks and rivers join to make a river like the Missouri. And like the river, All Souls is always changing with the water of time flowing by. New people start attending and they join. Children grow and learn. Members move away and elders die. I'm not the same person today that I was yesterday, let alone 10 years ago. And that is true of all of us, although in some ways we do stay the same. Today, as we rededicate ourselves to this congregation, to this community, I want us to expand our sense of who we are as All Souls. Expand our idea of ourselves beyond these walls, beyond those who join us online. We are a part of the wider Kansas City community. We are a part of the larger faith tradition of Unitarian Universalism. And as we think of ourselves as beyond the boundaries that we have set for ourselves, I want us to think about who we include, who we bring in to our circle. If our building is a circle, can we make the circle bigger to include everyone in the neighborhood and the students at the Art Institute? Can we make it bigger to include everyone involved in Free Hot Soup and KC Heroes? Big enough to hold everyone that shares in the meals cooked here that we help to serve in Washington Park. Big enough that our love and care might touch everyone in Kansas City. Everyone who is lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, non-binary, asexual, intersex, and queer. Everyone of color, Black, Indigenous, Asian, Middle Eastern, Pacific Islander. Everyone who has wealth, but also everyone who struggles financially. Everyone of different levels of education, different abilities. We are a river that includes the flowing water of all of the streams and creeks and other rivers that flow into its watershed. How wide of a river can we be? How much wider can we make ourselves? How can we bring the life-giving message of love and care without exclusion or fear to all of those who need it? Our love can be endless. So let us live into that love by expanding our inner thoughts of who belongs. You belong as a part of our river. We are this river, and may it ever grow to reach those who are thirsty and may find with us solace and a home, flowing ever, ever onward. May it be so.
Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one sings alone, voices side by side. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one sings alone, voices side by side. Draw the circle wide.
The tiny tracts of water to form the stream, and the streams join to form the river, and the river flows to join the sea. Each of us, each family, our own streams coming together as a river that is all souls.
A river can be a symbol of our community, that just like water flows together, we have flowed together into this service with one another. And that flowing together isn't just during this service. We are changed by one another as part of this community. And that community continues far beyond this morning.
We are going to make our All Souls River this morning using the paper streamers in the rows in front of you and the markers and the cups that are along the center aisles. And we have tape up here at the start of our river. But first, join me in some imagining and wondering. Think for a moment about our congregation. What faces come to your mind? What feelings? What does it feel like to be here together or online and together? What is All Souls for you right now? What are your hopes for this year and the future of All Souls?
Thinking about your answers to the questions that Melanie just asked, I invite you to write or draw on the streamer you can pick up from the floor in front of you, words or something about your relationship with our community. So words and pictures about being together as all souls. There are fewer markers than people, especially in the choir. I'm going to see if I can grab you a few more. So please share graciously or use pens and pencils you might already have with you. If you are joining us online, you may type your words about being part of All Souls into the chat. Our tech team will write them on a streamer for you. So we'll give you a couple of minutes to think and take marker to streamer.
And now I would like to ask our young people to do us a favor. Could you please carefully take the end of a streamer in your row and bring it up to the front here at our river that we have flowing and hand it to Reverend Erin or me, and we'll help you attach the streamers to our river. You might have to go back and help another row with their streamers, so let's just get the process going.
All of us flowing together to the sea, to our dreams of beloved community. We make a beautiful river, and you are part of it. We travel together through life, caring for one another, helping one another grow, and wondering together about what is true and right in life. Together, we work to create justice for everyone, to cherish plurality, welcoming people of many identities and beliefs, to meet people's needs through equity, to transform ourselves and our community, to live into how we are interconnected with everyone and everything, and to live with generosity. Our values, our faith tradition, our community, that is All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church. And after the service, before or after you go to the volunteer fair, we invite you to come and look closely at our river, Read and look at what everyone has written or drawn on the streamers. And now, we invite you to rise, should you be able and willing, to sing As Tranquil Streams. Every year around this time, most Unitarian Universalist congregations share in a water ceremony, when members and friends and newcomers to the congregation pour water into a vessel together. From wherever we have been, we come together now as a single community. Many of you have brought water today for our water communion, and that water may come from the tap in your kitchen, from the river down the street, or from an ocean on the other side of the world. Wherever that water comes from, we will welcome it in our common bowl. Oh, okay, sorry. Wherever you come from, wherever you are on your journey, we welcome you into this beloved community. And before we gather our waters together, I'd like us to take a moment to reflect on welcoming. You can close your eyes if you like, or just find something neutral to look at. And imagine it is the first time that you have come into this church. Perhaps it actually is your first time here today, or perhaps your first visit was many years ago. But just for a moment, imagine that you are walking in for the first time. What do you see as you approach the building? Who greets you as you walk through the door? How are you welcomed into the space? And imagine that you are welcomed in just the way you like. What does that welcome look like? With acceptance, curiosity, wondering, with kindness and caring, with help to navigate this new space. How do you like to be welcomed? And I'd like to invite Kendyl forward to pick up on the script.
In a moment, we will gather our water. As you contribute your water, you are welcomed into this community. So now bring your awareness back to this place and time. Open your eyes if you've closed them, and take a moment to re-enter this space here and now. Then turn to a neighbor and take a few minutes to share about your water, or the meaning of the water you would have brought if you did not actually bring water with you today. Where does your water come from, and why is it important to you? How do you hope to be welcoming this year? Find a neighbor and take a minute to share about the water you bring to our common bowl. And we'll ring the bowl once in the middle of our time so that you can make sure that each of you gets a chance to share, and then once at the end to bring us back together.
Where's your water from?
Where do you think?
Lake.
Wildwood Lake, yes. Beth Andes went down and got it for me yesterday. Yeah.
My symbolic water is from the zoo. Had my first shift yesterday, or Friday.
Cool.
How's Mark doing?
They sailed past some cell tower this morning, so he called me for a minute.
He's having fun?
Yes, he's having a great time. He said he was getting a lot of sleep.
You're doing okay?
Yeah.
You got people taking care of you?
Yes.
Good. Switch! I don't remember. It might be me. Do you need to sit down or are you ready? Do you need to sit down or are you doing fine?
I'm good.
So now that we have had the chance to reflect and share, let's gather our water and our welcome together. We have 2 bowls this year, and it does not matter which bowl you pour your water into. Each bowl has a bit of last year's water in the bottom. I promise I boiled it. And that's a reminder that our welcome extends even beyond this church year. And there's a pitcher of water by the bowls for those of you like me who did not bring water. It is magic water. It is from wherever it needs to be from. Because we still want your contribution to help fill our common bowls. And everyone is welcome to participate, whether you are a first-time visitor, a long-time member, or somewhere in between. And so I invite you now to come forward with your water and your welcome to offer to the common bowl of this community. I ask you to move forward using the center aisle, and when you have contributed your water, return to your seat using the side aisles. I feel like I'm a flight attendant. So please, bring forward your water.
We have joined our waters together, and we welcome everyone into our community. This water is sacred water. It will flow in our fountain over the course of the year, and it is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, the many lives that surround it in this unique moment, connected by our commitment and our shared faith. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of our members. And will you please respond, this water is sacred?
This water is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change.
This water is sacred. May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and to the world. This water is sacred.
May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors.
This water is sacred. May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another whenever we make mistakes.
This water is sacred. In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitment.
This water is sacred. And in moments when the reservoirs of hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love. This water is sacred.
Please join us in singing our own hymn, Arise All Souls.
All
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our waters joined, our river formed. We are our community, and we are beyond our community. And our love flows far beyond this time, this space, this community. You belong here. And may you extend the sense of belonging far, far beyond our single river. Go in love.